So hello guys, welcome to episode 3 of our Alpine F1 Manager 23 series. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode in Jeddah, we continued our very steady start to our reign here at Alpine by getting 2 points positions. Ocon and Gasly both getting in the points. Max Verstappen looks unstoppable. We'll come to that in a little second. But before we do that, just to bring you up to date on the facilities side of things, we didn't have a boardroom, we didn't have a helipad, and we didn't have a tour centre. So we've now got one of each of those things. We are also improving the factory as well as the design centre, because that's going to allow us to upgrade the car quicker and get towards the front quicker. It's been a very difficult start. We haven't got the facilities of the bigger teams or even probably some of the other mid-sized teams. So that's been something that we've had to do away from the car. On the car, we have developed further since the last race. We have got a new underfloor on for this race, which is making quite a significant difference, as well as a new rear wing that's also going to make a bit of a difference as well. So we're quite excited about this for this next race in Australia. Let's have a look at this, but before we do, on to the standings. What am I on about? So hello guys, welcome to episode 3 of our Alpine save here on F1 Manager 23. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch that. It was in Saudi Arabia, and we continued our very steady start to our reign here at Alpine with a double points finish for the team, 9th and 10th for Ocon and Gasly. Max Verstappen looks absolutely imperious in that Red Bull at the moment. Just to bring you up to date with a few things outside the races themselves, facilities-wise, believe it or not, we didn't have a boardroom, we didn't have a helipad, and we didn't have a tour centre. So we've got one of each of those things now. We've built those. We are finding out we haven't got the facilities that probably some of the other mid-table teams haven't got. So looking at this, we're upgrading the factory, upgrading the design centre. There is a lot of work to do here at Alpine and at Ansto to get this place looking like a front of the grid sort of operation. Meanwhile, on the cars, on the warehouse, underfloor, we've got a new underfloor for this race. That's going to greatly improve us. I'm excited to see what this new underfloor is going to be like, and also a new front wing as well that is on the car. So we've got made improvements on the car and off the car. Everything looking decent at the moment at Alpine. Standings wise, if we have a look at the constructors, we are currently in P5 with a massive 5 points, 19 points behind Mercedes. I think that's going to take some catching at this moment in time. Drivers standings wise, Max Verstappen running away with it, and Checo Perez is in P2. It's Red Bull from Ferrari, from Aston Martin, and really we've got a long way to go before we get there. We do just want to finish 5th this season. I'm hoping we can do that. I'm going to get through to qualifying, and I'll see you then for the qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
These days, it's a much faster layout here at Albert Park, and teams need to focus on getting high and medium speed cornering right to set a good qualifying time.
Now, there's been a bit of talk about Sergio Perez of late. How's he going to be feeling, do you think?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
So here we are then, final laps in Q2. Esteban Ocon looking pretty comfortable at this moment in time. He's green through the first and second sectors. These upgrades are looking like they're going to cause a bit of an upset for a couple of teams this weekend. Esteban Ocon goes to cross the line, and Esteban Ocon will stay in P7. Pierre Gasly has got to get himself out of the drop zone. Will he manage to do it? Pierre Gasly does improve and actually out-qualifies his teammate in Q2, goes on to P8, so both cars through to Q3. And so, final few corners in Q3, Esteban Ocon currently in P10, Pierre Gasly in P9. Both guys use the scrub set of soft compound tyres on the first runs. Esteban Ocon is green through the first and second sectors. Will Esteban Ocon do enough to improve on P10? Let's have a little look. Ocon P8. Now it's all eyes on Pierre Gasly. We can see Pierre Gasly getting followed very closely by a Ferrari. Pierre Gasly will stay in P10. We'll have to fast forward to see what George Russell manages to do, but it is P9 and P10 for the Alpine boys. Max Verstappen on pole, as you would expect. Perez second, Alonso third, Sainz, the two Ferraris, fourth and fifth. Russell P6, Hamilton 7th, Stroll again, P8, doing very well. Ocon, and then Gasly. All right, let's have a look at the strategies. So, guys, we're going to do something very different on the strategies here. We're going to go for the 2 stops. Esteban Ocon's got 2 sets of fresh soft compound tyres. As was as impressive as his qualifying performance was, we could save a set in Q1. So the general race time, we're looking at 1 hour 19:36 on the right hand side. I reckon this is going to be nearly 9 to 10 seconds faster doing the 2 stop, and we should always be on the better tyre with Esteban. He's going to go soft, medium, soft, so that's him in P9. Pierre Gasly's going to start on the mediums again. We seem to like putting Pierre Gasly to finish the race very strongly. He's going to start on the mediums, onto another set of mediums, and then onto the softs towards the end. He's only got 1 fresh set of soft compound tyres, which is stopping me doing the strategy that Ocon's doing. So splitting it a little bit, it also means we're not coming in at the same time with pit stops. Obviously, we've got to be adaptable with safety cars, but I'm looking forward to this one. 9th and 10th. Let's see if we can improve on that. Let's get to 5 red lights.
The fans here in Melbourne are all set, as are the drivers, heading into 58 laps around Albert Park. Here's a determined Sainz lining up on the grid.
Starting 4th here is a great position. If the team can get their strategy right, they can bring home some big points.
Right, let's get to it then. Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go, and straight away we are keeping an eye on Esteban Ocon. In fact, we're going to ride on board with Esteban Ocon into turn 1. He's on the soft compounded tyre, remember. He does get a little bit of a shove from Pierre Gasly. That looked incredibly aggressive from Pierre. And it's all aboard here at the start of this. It's 8 for Pierre, 8 for Ocon, 9 for Gasly. But Ocon looking mighty quick early on in this race. As is Pierre Gasly, we haven't got to really push the tyres. We haven't got to worry about saving the tyres, sorry, with Esteban, as Pierre Gasly is having a right ding-dong battle with Lance Stroll at this moment in time. Lance Stroll gets the inside line on Pierre Gasly. A lot of work for Pierre to do, and he actually loses a position there to Lance Stroll, who's also, I believe, on the medium compounded tyre. So Gasly struggling a little bit with this car at this moment in time, and he's dropped nearly 0.6 of a second. Meanwhile, Ocon really looking at the back now. Lance Stroll looks incredibly quick in that Aston Martin on that medium compounded tyre. He's ducking left and right, and Esteban Ocon having to do a lot of work to keep the Aston Martin behind. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly, he's also now fighting with the Haas of Nico Hülkenberg. So this could be a disastrous first lap. And it absolutely is. Esteban Ocon losing a position. P9 now. He's in behind Lance Stroll. Pierre Gasly is still fighting with Nico Hülkenberg. And Nico Hülkenberg is going to get up into P10. Max Verstappen leads us still. Checo Perez. Fernando Alonso in at P3. Maybe that's showing the pace that Aston Martin car has got, as Ocon getting a little bit frustrated behind Lance Stroll. But remember, we think we are on a quick strategy here this afternoon. And Pierre Gasly now trying to latch onto the back of Hülkenberg, but he's also now under pressure from Pierre Gasly. Very disappointing lap 1 for Alpine. Virtual safety car is out. DRS is disabled. We're going to have a look at this crash of Yuki Tsunoda. Let's have a little look at what happens here. So Yuki just trundling down, locks up massively and smashes it. Yep, has a little bit of a swear on the radio as well. We didn't actually get a very good camera angle of that, to be fair.
Like that.
But Yuki Tsunoda and the AlphaTauri garage, very disappointed. This man, inconsolable at this moment in time. It's not been a good start for us. We've lost DRS on Stroll and we've lost DRS on Hülkenberg. Hopefully we get a decent virtual safety car restart, because my God, do we need it. Lap 4. We are back to green flag running on lap 6. Esteban Ocon is now back up with Lance Stroll and the main gaggle of cars at the front. But Pierre Gasly is really struggling. He's currently down in P12 and he's got Magnussen in front of him, then Hülkenberg. Gasly must be sick of the sight of these Haas cars, because he's really battling with them early on in this season for Alpine and just not managed to perform at this moment in time. But hopefully he can stick in the DRS now. Remember, we are on the 2-stop with our guys. So the full rundown is Verstappen in P1 from Perez, who are fighting again the 2 Red Bulls. Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Stroll, Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg. We might as well have a look at the back. We've not had a look at the back a lot this series so far. Zhou Guanyu at the back in P19. Then comes Nick De Vries in the AlphaTauri. Piastri's in P17, Sargent P16 and Bottas in P15. Lando Norris, the man who I won my World Championship with on F1 Manager 22, languishing in P14 in the McLaren. And Esteban Ocon, slow start, but we are starting to fire up these tyres, and to be fair, he's done well there. DRS, double DRS, that's going to put us in front of Lance Stroll, moving up to P8, and now he's going to be on the back of Lewis Hamilton. So great work from him, we're happy with that. Very happy with that, to be fair. Now, 8 tenths to Hamilton. He's got to stick in the DRS of Lewis Hamilton. Meanwhile, Gasly, he's getting frustrated behind these Haas cars, and he's looking left and right. Can he make a move on Nico Hülkenberg? He's been trying for the last couple of laps, but it doesn't look like at this moment in time he's going to be able to make that move. Lap 8. Lap 10, Esti Beste has got a bit of pace today. He's overtaking Lewis Hamilton on the medium compounder tyre. Great work from him, and he's now got the next Mercedes of George Russell in front of him. Great work from Esteban Ocon. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly, like I said, he's absolutely sick of the sight of these two in front of him because they're battling away and holding position, but we just cannot seem to get past these two cars at this moment in time. In fact, we're going to tell him now to deploy, and we're also going to tell him, which you can do this year, overtake aggression is high. I want him to really aggressively overtake these Haas cars, and we're going to give him every opportunity on lap 10. Esteban Ocon is enjoying his day on the radio. He's just overtaken Lewis Hamilton once again. He's got the DRS, and he's up into P7, so he's really enjoying his day, is Esteban Ocon. The one man who's not enjoying his day is Pierre Gasly, and we're keeping a very close eye on proceedings here. His tyres are overheating a bit. We're going to have a look, see what options we've got, just to sort of drive in clean air a bit and cool his tyres down, because at the moment his tyres are really in the danger zone. So we're going to tell him to just drive in clean air a little bit and just take it off the aggression, drop back a little bit, charge the battery and try and go again, because at this moment in time he's just cooking the tyres and it's not quite working for him. Lap 14. Good news, on lap 18, Pierre Gasly has finally overtaken a Haas. My word, as that took a while. He's up into P11, he's managed to split the Haas's, but finally he's got past the man he was trying to get past, and he's now looking at the back of Magnussen as well. But one man we are now going to keep an eye on is Esteban Ocon, because Esteban Ocon is coming in to the pits, and we're just keeping an eye on whereabouts he's going to come out. We can see Albon and Norris, two cars that he may encounter a little bit of traffic, but Ocon is into the pits for his pit stop. It'd be nice if we could get out in front of these two, it really would, but we'll have to keep an eye on this. We could do a decent pit stop. Let's have a look at what pit time it is. 2.5, it's not bad at all. We'll watch that in a second. We're just going to see Pierre Gasly making the move on Kevin Magnussen round the outside of that corner, gets the run into the next right-hander. Pierre Gasly finally past the Haas cars, and he can now start using these tyres up in the next couple of laps. But let's have a look. Esteban Ocon, where is he going to come out? Albon and Norris behind. That is a great pit stop from us. He can now use these tyres. Superb. Great work from him. He's going to be told to push on the fuel, and now we're really going for this with Esteban Ocon. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly has returned to P10 because he's been overtaken again by Kevin Magnussen. I bet he can't wait to get in and get away from these two Haas cars. Lap 19, Perez leads the Grand Prix. And on lap 21, Pierre Gasly is into the pits. Again, we're looking at trying to get him out in front of Piastri and Bottas. If we do that, I think we're going to be absolutely laughing. Let's have a look. Hopefully no pit stop errors. Oh my goodness. What on earth are we doing, guys? What on earth are we doing? So sorry for that. Well, the idea to get him out in front of Piastri and Bottas, I think that little idea's gone. I mean, if we manage it, fair play, but we haven't. That is a shocking pit stop, and when it's not your day, Pierre, it's not your day. He's now going to be able to push on these tyres, but he's going to be fuming, as am I. Esteban Ocon, he is going to be closing up to Hülkenberg and Magnussen a little while on these fresh tyres, so he may encounter a little bit of traffic as well. Verstappen back in the lead. Leclerc and Sainz, the two Ferraris battling with Fernando Alonso, who manages to make the move on Carlos Sainz. What a move that is from Fernando Alonso. He's now on the medium tyres. Those soft compounds are dying off. very, very quickly. Lap 21. Couple of overtakes to show you. Pierre Gasly getting past Oscar Piastri. He's not even a challenge on those tyres. In fact, Piastri looks like he practically let him go. Gasly making up for lost time there. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon showed how to get past the Haas. He is past Nico Hülkenberg, and he won't be long before he's in front of Kevin Magnussen as well. So great work from both guys, trying to make the strategy work. We're just extremely disappointed for Pierre. And on lap 26, Kevin Magnussen causing us problems again, but Esteban Ocon is out in front of him, managing to get the overtake done down that DRS straight, and then he gets another helping of DRS just for good measure. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, he's got Nico Hülkenberg with him again, but he has got the tyres on him this time. I'm not expecting him to be in the clutches of Nico Hülkenberg for too much longer. And then he can start to power away on those tyres on lap 26. Both Red Bulls have pit. I believe that the front four haven't. Alonso, Russell, Stroll and Hamilton. The Mercedes and the Aston's not pitting yet. I believe they're on the one stops. Obviously, we're on the two, so there's more overtaking to be done. Lap 35, cause for celebration because Pierre Gasly has overtaken Magnussen again. He's probably going to have to do it one more time, to be fair to him. But he has managed to get past. He's up to P10 now, Pierre Gasly. And if we just switch back to live view, Ocon is up into P6, but Russell's pit. Gasly now 1.4 seconds off Lewis Hamilton. I believe Lewis Hamilton has pit. He's onto the soft compounder tyre. He may be on a two-stop. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. We have used the fuel up on both cars now, so that's going to come off. And yeah, it's looking pretty promising, this, especially for Esteban Ocon. Lap 35. Lap 41, and it's going to be Pierre Gasly coming in at this lap. Ocon possibly as well. We've got enough for a gap, but Gasly is in for his pit stop. He's going to enjoy these soft compound tyres, and we've got a chance of fastest lap as well with these tyres. So let's have a look. Let's hope there's no more errors, because there is an error. That front right was slow. What on earth is happening with Pierre Gasly and pit stops? 4.6 seconds. I don't know many French swear words. I'm going to have to start learning them because we've just seen again. And that's put him behind Magnussen. Although on better tyres, it's still exceptionally frustrating. He's managed to get out in front, but Esteban Ocon will be in this lap. Poor Pierre. Right, the next lap, lap 42, Esteban Ocon is in, and my God, let's just hope to God we have a decent pit stop here. Here we go. That back left looks slow. What on earth is happening in these pit stops? 4.6 seconds. And that means, where's Nico Hülkenberg? Nico Hülkenberg's miles back. But I think that has cost us a chance of having a go at Hamilton, it must be said, unless any of these guys pit in front. Yep, and Pierre Gasly is stuck behind a Haas again. He's absolutely fuming, Pierre Gasly. And rightly so, but he's got to make use of these tyres now and absolutely go for it. I can't do anything else. We're going to have a debrief about these pit stops. We're going to get some real training done because this is costing us positions. And Pierre, my friend, just get past the blooming Haas. He's dived to the inside. Can he make a move? He's trying his best. He's sticking it around the outside. Still can't get past him. And he defends again. And Kevin Magnussen... it's the pain of my life and the pain of Pierre Gasly's at the moment. Lap 43. Verstappen looks like he's got it won. He's 4.8 seconds now in front of Perez. Leclerc's in P3, battling Perez for P2. Alonso a little bit further back, 2.7 seconds. Then comes Sainz, Russell, Stroll, Hamilton, Ocon, and then the two Haas cars. Have we got anybody else pitting in the top three? Top cars? I wouldn't suggest so, but these guys now, especially Pierre Gasly, got to get a shift down. Interesting one. We've just seen Charles Leclerc pit. We've got a crash on circuit. Let's have a look at this. Will this bring out a safety car? Looks like it involves Lando Norris. It's the Williams diving left and right of, I believe that's Logan Sargent. That's a bad crash. I would expect that may bring out a safety car. We aren't getting any... there is a safety car starting. Safety car is out. And as that is happening, we've got a lot of cars diving into the pit lane. And this is going to bunch everyone up. Let's have a look. Where is Hamilton and Stroll? They're coming out of the pit, so they've managed to get a free pit stop in, which is not ideal for us. Ocon stays out, as does Pierre Gasly. Will Hülkenberg and Magnussen decide to pit here? This will be interesting for them. Let's have a little look. Does either of these try to pit? They do. Hulkenberg is in, as is, I would presume, Magnussen. But that's going to be a double stack for them. We will be 9 and 10 when we resume racing. We're going to conserve on the tyres, conserve on the fuel, and conserve on everything at this moment in time, just to ensure that we are the freshest we can be. Interestingly, let's have a look at the two cars at the top. Are these guys going to get a pit stop in? I would presume they are. They've got enough time for a pit stop. So let's just see if Max Verstappen does pit from the lead of the Grand Prix. As he comes around the final corner, Max Verstappen is in. So we'll come back when we're back to green flag running. So here we are then, lap 48. We are back to green flag running, and Max Verstappen leads us away. He's basically neutralised it. It's now a 10-lap sprint here in Australia. Esteban Ocon is going to be pushing, trying to attack these cars. We've told Pierre Gasly to defend for his life. We do not want these Haasers getting past us. We want double points today, one way or another. And with 10 laps to go, I'm convinced we can do it. We're going to try and tell Esteban Ocon as well to keep up with the Mercedes and the cars in front. That's massively important. We need to keep touch with these guys to get the DRS. We don't want these running away with us. I'm a little bit frustrated because I feel our strategy was better, but this safety car has not played into our hands. As we go then, Max Verstappen in P1 from Perez. We're trying to do his best to keep up with the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. And we just cannot get rid of these Haas cars. And Nico Hulkenberg, despite Gasly's defending, is being overtaken by Nico Hulkenberg. Is the Haas just a quicker car? Who knows? But Pierre Gasly has been fighting with him all afternoon, and he's not enjoying himself one bit. Lap 50. And on lap 53, Magnussen's now past him with DRS. Pierre, not happening, my friend. Not happening at all. Last lap of the Grand Prix, and Pierre Gasly has managed to get past Nico Hulkenberg, who's now 7 tenths behind. And Pierre Gasly is going to be told to use absolutely everything he's got to get us this extra point in the Constructors. Remember, Haas are our closest challengers in the Constructors fight at this moment in time. And Pierre Gasly looks like he's done it. He looks like he's managed to get the point and keep away from the Haasers. You've got to set Pierre Gasly, with the pit stops he's had, he could be probably 6 to 8 seconds better off up the road. He wouldn't be in this battle if the pit stops had gone his way. At the front, though, we're going to keep an eye on this because Max Verstappen is coming across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix. Leclerc in at P2, Perez P3. It's a checkerboard of Red Bull and Ferrari. Alonso in P5. Hamilton is going to get P6. Is Alonso going to even jump him? No, Hamilton is in P6. Russell P7, Stroll P8. And then it's the Alpines again. The Alpine of Ocon and Gasly, 9th and 10th.
Good job.
Disappointing race. Disappointing race. Let's get to the podium.
Not a quick race to sum up, not least for George Russell there. And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
That takes him up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to beat.
3 wins out of 3 for Max Verstappen, and again, just dominance. Leclerc in P2 will be very happy with that. Perez will be disappointed to finish in P3. We go back, the message on the radio to Pierre Gasly at the end was a lot to read into that, a lot to look at there, definitely so. Pierre, very, very unfortunate, I think, in P10. Esteban Ocon P9. Hamilton was in P6, did pretty well. Logan Sargent up 4 positions. Piastri up 5. Lando Norris, Albon and Tsunoda are the 3 DNFs. Driver standings wise, Max Verstappen leads the driver standings from Checo Perez. Leclerc gains on Perez by 3 points. He's now only 6 points behind the Mexican driver. Sainz in P4, Ocon is in P9 and Gasly is in P10. Pretty much where we've finished all season, but 4 points apiece. They are sharing the workload in terms of points. Constructor standings, Red Bull are top on 125 points from Ferrari, who are on 81. Then comes Aston Martin, Mercedes, Alpine. We're still in P5, and you can see how important these battles are at the moment because it's just keeping us in front of Haas, and that's where we need to be in P5. I hope you've enjoyed that one. These pit stops, I don't know what to do. I'm banging my head against the wall. We're going to have a real big debrief on these. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra!